Good morning. Welcome to CamLook, your daily dose of the Cincinnati Art Museum. At 10 o'clock each weekday, a staff member or volunteer will be here to share an object from our collection, so join us for each new conversation. My name is Betty, and I'm a museum docent. When archaeologists excavate a site, they aren't looking for valuable treasure, but rather for a better understanding of past human life and culture. As an example, let's look at our Cycladic figure, the second oldest sculpture in our museum. It was created in about 2500 BCE, meaning it is 2,000 years older than the Parthenon. That period was the zenith for Cycladic art. We call these figures Cycladic because they come from 35 small Greek islands in the southwest Aegean Sea. The later Greeks thought the islands looked like a circle around the sacred island of Delos, so called them the Cyclades. That Greek word for circle, kyklos, gives us English words like bicycle and recycle. You may notice I didn't specify which island our figure was from, and that's the problem for many Cycladic figures. They have often been looted by grave robbers, so archaeologists don't have that all-important excavation context to tell how an article was used and what it meant to its owner. Since this was a prehistoric society, there are no written records to help either. But here's what we do know. The Cyclades were settled early. The people grew grain and fished for a living. They were rich in minerals and traded between nearby islands, mainland Greece, and Turkey. They were also accomplished sculptors. The figures are usually of marble, a common stone in the Cyclades. They were carved with stone tools like emery, which is almost as hard as diamond. The figures are mostly nude females with a smooth, blank face, sharply defined nose, and flattened body. In antiquity, the rest of the face was sometimes painted on with red and blue mineral-based paint. The arms are simple incised lines, folded across the torso, usually with the left one on top. We know that the figures were not meant to stand alone, since the feet and toes are downward pointing. Our figure is large for its type and would have been more than 33 inches tall if her lower legs were intact. Archaeologists don't really know what these figures meant or how they were used. They have been found in burials of both men and women with other grave goods. Perhaps they were meant to be a guardian to accompany the deceased person to the afterlife. We do know that Cycladic figures have been influential in later art. In the 20th century, many avant-garde artists in Paris were influenced by the elegance of both Cycladic and African art. We can see the influence of Cycladic work in art by Modigliani, Giacometti, and Brancusi. Both Henry Moore and Picasso owned Cycladic figures. So what do you think of Cycladic figures? What do you think they meant? Do they remind you of any modern artwork? Share your thoughts in the chat below.